I thought it would be a surprise visit. Instead, I walked into the darkest moment of my life. My daughter wasn't waiting to hug me. She was lying alone, fighting for every breath. And the man who promised to protect her, he was laughing inside an expensive steakhouse with another woman. He thought nobody would ever find out. He had no idea a father had just arrived in Vegas, and within 48 hours, his perfect life would completely collapse. Stay until the end because every decision changed another life forever. When my daughter Emily called less often, I blamed work. She always sounded tired but insisted everything was fine. A father's instincts kept telling me something was wrong. For weeks I ignored that feeling. Then one Friday morning, I booked the first flight to Las Vegas without telling anyone. I imagined surprising her with breakfast. Instead, I found her apartment door unlocked. The house was silent. Emily was barely conscious on the bedroom floor. Her phone had dozens of unanswered calls to her husband, Ryan. The ambulance arrived within minutes. Doctors said another hour could have been too late. While she was rushed into intensive care, I tried calling Ryan. No answer. Again, nothing. Finally one nurse asked quietly, "Are you family?" I nodded. She handed me Emily's phone. The last message she sent her husband read, "I can't breathe. Please come home." It had been read. There was no reply. My heart broke. A friend texted Emily asking where Ryan was. She answered with a restaurant name she'd seen on social media. A luxury steakhouse across town. I drove there shaking with anger. Through the window, I saw him laughing, holding another woman's hand, ordering expensive wine, completely unaware that his wife was fighting for her life. I wanted to storm inside. Instead, I took photographs, videos, receipts, every detail. I quietly walked away because anger lasts minutes, evidence lasts forever. Back at the hospital, Emily finally opened her eyes. She whispered, "He said I ruined his happiness." I couldn't answer. I simply held her hand. The next morning, I contacted a lawyer, then a private investigator, then Emily's employer, then the apartment manager. The investigator uncovered months of lies, hidden credit cards, secret hotel stays, money transferred into unknown accounts, even insurance documents that raised serious questions. Every piece was legally documented. Ryan still believed nobody knew. 48 hours later, police officers arrived at his office. Financial investigators had already reviewed the evidence. Fraud, identity theft, forgery. Several crimes unrelated to the affair were uncovered during the investigation. His co-workers watched silently as handcuffs closed around his wrist. The same hands that ignored Emily's desperate call for help. News spread quickly. Friends disappeared. His mistress vanished overnight. His expensive lifestyle ended instantly. Meanwhile, Emily slowly recovered. Physical healing took months. Emotional healing took much longer. She blamed herself. She wondered why she wasn't enough. I reminded her every day, someone else's betrayal is never proof of your worth. She filed for divorce, started therapy, returned to work, moved into a new apartment, built a life filled with peace instead of fear. 1 year later, she smiled again. Not because the past disappeared, but because she survived it. Sometimes justice doesn't arrive with revenge. Sometimes justice arrives with truth. And truth eventually reaches everyone. Ryan lost his reputation, his freedom, his marriage, his future. Not because of one mistake, because every lie eventually caught up with him. If I had ignored my instincts, I might have lost my daughter forever. That thought still keeps me awake at night. Now every birthday, every holiday, every simple family dinner feels like a miracle, because she's still here. And that's worth more than anything money could ever buy. If this story touched your heart, remember one thing. Never ignore the people who suddenly become silent. Sometimes they aren't asking for attention. They are praying someone notices they are drowning. Justice may be slow, but truth has a way of finding every closed door. Take care of the people you love before it's too late.